Yo guys, CF here, welcome back to a brand new video. Hopefully you're all doing alright. Thank God this is one of the last reviews I have to record for this season. Even just a last review that I have to record for at least 2 or 3 months, because it's really starting to get a bit ridiculous at this point now. Chelsea lose again. If you didn't know the score, Man United 4, Chelsea 1. But before we get into the review, which I'm not going to do my usual review for this time. I'm not going to go into much detail about the game, only about some time. I'm going on a spree at the moment. So, yeah, but before we get into the video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know if I don't every time I upload a video. Also, first link in the description is my second channel, so go and check that out. And yeah, let's just get straight into this because it's getting ridiculous now. Man United 4, Chelsea 1, and it's a shambles. Like I said in my preview, I was confident it was going to be a draw. I generally was still, I was confident, so confident you don't understand it was going to be a draw. But there was a little bit of doubt at the bottom of my head saying, you know, United do have the players and the team this season to effectively punish us. They do. Did I think there was any chance of Chelsea getting a win? No, I didn't. Not in the slightest did I think we was even going to get a sniff of getting a win today. And again, the game was lost from the lineup. Now, when you look at the lineup for today's game, which I'm going to give you guys when I give the player ratings, when I read out the names, you go, oh, there's some decent names in there that, you know, you Chelsea fans have been, you know, screaming out for to play and everything. Yeah. But it's not just that. It comes down to the formation. It comes down to the formation as well. I'm going to name the formation before I name any of the players in the ratings. We're set up with a 4-3-3. Now, what's wrong with the 4-3-3, you may ask? There's no DM. This 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, any 4 at the back formation is not going to work without a DM. It's just not going to work without a DM. And Frank Lampard has seen this many times and has not... He won't go with the 3-4-3. I do not understand why he won't go with the 3-4-3. Yes, you still need a DM effectively for a 3-4-3. But at least it's something that we all know, like, quite similarly, if you know what I mean. I can't say the word properly, but similarly, you know what I'm saying? Similar. And he still won't go. It's like he's allergic to it. I don't understand. I'm going to go on to Frank Lampard in a minute. I'm going to quickly go through the game. You know, the first goal we conceded, sloppy. You know, the whole of the defence, the whole team were just asleep for that free kick. They were just asleep for the free kick. Casemiro heads it in, and he punishes us again. Fair play to Casemiro. I wanted him at Chelsea at the start of the season. I really wanted Casemiro, but we didn't end up getting him, so fair play to United for getting him. We've got a good player there. But yeah, we were asleep for that. We got another chance where it was a great ball from Lewis Hall, and Mudryk is facing the net, and he turns his body. I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to turn his body so he can take the ball and then shoot. But he miscontrols it. Mudryk's touch today was awful, by the way. It was awful. It was Lukaku territory awful. That's how bad it was. And I generally I can't think of how the other goals went because my mind was just so off. It was just so off. The only goal that I can remember was obviously the goal we scored. And that was Felix. Felix gets the ball, drives it from the halfway line. And there's a couple of options he could have passed it to, but he kept going. He slots it in nicely in the bottom left-hand corner, so fair play to Felix there. Oh, yeah, and I remember United's last goal. That's the only other one that I remember. It was an awful, awful pass by Wesley Fofana. And Effectively, Rashford takes it, shoots, Kepa saves, but then Rashford gets the rebound again. And they also scored a penalty. So yeah. It's just, and Wesley gave away the penalty as well. Before I get to player rating, Wesley was poor today. Really, really poor. Again, 2 games on the trot. He was really poor. Yeah, very, very, very hard watch again. But luckily, it's one of the last games of the season now. I can't take this anymore, I'll be honest. This has been a dreadful season. From top of the club to the bottom of the club, it's been dreadful. From the owners to the T men and T ladies. You know what I mean? It's just been a shambles. A completely not a shambles. But we're gonna I'm gonna say what I was gonna say after the player ratings, because I'm just gonna give you guys the player ratings now. Kepa, I would say, was a 5. Solid, saved us. It could have been about 6-1. It could have been about 6-7-1. As soon as United got that 4th, I generally thought, okay, we could still concede 6, and he pulled off some decent saves to keep us at least lower than it would have been. Lewis Hall played left back. I just want to give a round of applause to Lewis Hall. He's going to be a big player. I said this already before. Lewis Hall will be a huge player soon. 18 years old, left back, plays left back, which isn't even his proper position. His proper position is centre mid, and he's been brilliant today. He just needs to work on his finishing, because I still think he could have got a goal today, to be fair. But he's been so good. Fair play to Lewis Hall. Deserves to keep his head held high. I would still say give him a 6. Trev was okay. Trev was a 4.5. Wesley, like I said, really poor. I'd probably say Wes was a... I'll be honest, if you guys know me, I love Wes. Wes, I think he's going to be a top player when he's older, in the next couple of years, maybe the next 2 years, and stuff like that. But just based off today's performance, 2.5. 2.5, he was poor. And then right back was Aspie. Gets caught out of position so many times. That's because he just hasn't got the legs anymore. Aspie, I would probably say, was a 3. I'll be honest, a 3. Doesn't really contribute much going forward. Defensively, he's not the best anymore because he's too slow. Moving on to Enzo Fernandez next. I would probably say Enzo I felt bad for. You could tell he's getting frustrated on the pitch. There's no options for him to pass going forward because our striker... I have to keep it low, by the way, guys. I have to keep the volume low. Our striker is playing in the midfield for some odd reason. Anyway, Enzo, you can tell he fights for the badge. You know, as soon as United got that penalty goal, Enzo was furious. He was fighting with the opposite team. And one thing that really annoyed me was none of the Chelsea players even helped him. Soulless. Anyway, Enzo I felt bad for, but he had about 5.5. I'd probably say 5. I'm going to get onto the other player in a second. But I would say, who even played in the midfield? It was Enzo, and my mind's it's gone blank. It was Enzo and... Do you know what? I'm just going to get to the other player next. Oh no, Carney played. Fair play to Carney. You put in a shift today, but I'd probably say a 4.5. You put in a shift, but there's a couple of opportunities where he could have played a good through ball through, but he said he dribbled a bit too much, or he could have had a shot outside the box, but he didn't take it. Carney, like I said, 4.5. And this player, Conor Gallagher, my days. I don't see how he keeps getting into the team. I really don't. Me being brutally honest, I don't see how he gets into the team. And if he's here next season, it's a stupid disgrace. I don't see what he offers. Honestly, yeah. This is not even... Like, I'm not just saying this, yeah. You could probably... If I had better stamina than I do now, you could just slot me in that position and I'd do the same job as Conor Gallagher. And I'm not a professional footballer. You know what I mean? You could just slot me in that position. You just need to run. That's all you need to do. It's stupid. It doesn't. I don't see what he offers. I don't see what he offers. I really don't. I'm trying not to lose my head, but I really don't see what he offers. A 2. Mudryk, not a great first half, but was actually getting into it in the second half. He was starting to get better in the second half. And then Frank Lampard takes him off as soon as he starts doing better. It just makes no sense. Mudryk's a bit of a slow start. I've noticed that. You know what I mean? So I would say Mudryk was a 3.5. Madueke, you could tell he tries everything. He gives his all. But he's usually out of breath and everything by 60 minutes. Because he gives his all. Madueke didn't have the best game today. But I'd still say it was a 4. It's a solid 4. And then Kai Havertz, my days. I'm aware he's not a proper number 9. But he can play the false 9. But my day, he had a header on target. That's all he did. That's all he did all game. That's all he did all game. Strolls about. The less I say, the better. 2.5. And then moving on to the subs, Pulisic, 4. Ziyech, 3. Dacha Fofana got a run, which was nice to see, and he came on. He looked quite had a bit of energy, but he didn't really have he didn't have much chances. So Dacha, I would probably say, was a 3.5. Felix, who came off the bench and scored, I'd say Felix was probably scored, so 5.5. And yeah, that's all I can think of, really. I'll be honest, that's all I can think of. Oh, Loftus-Cheek came on. He looked better than Gallagher. Took off Gallagher. Gallagher played on for 80 minutes. He played for 80 minutes. But Loftus-Cheek came on and looked like a way better player. Looked like Zidane. You know, when Gallagher came off and Loftus-Cheek come on, it looked like Zidane was playing. That's how much better Loftus-Cheek is than Gallagher. When, in fact, Loftus-Cheek is just average at best. No offence to Loftus, but average at best. Loftus, I would probably say a 3.5 as well. So, yeah. Let's get into the manager. Frank Lampard. I don't see how he gets a job at the end of the season. I really, really don't see how he gets a job at the end of the season. I get it, you're limited in options and who you want to bring off the bench, because the majority of the bench is probably going to be leaving this season. But I'm sorry. Ziyech, Pulisic, they're gone. They're gone next season. They don't want to be here. You can tell as soon as they enter that pitch, they didn't want to be here. Not whatsoever. You know, Havertz is just, I don't know what to say. He's got, I back this guy. I don't know what to say anymore about him. But my day, let's go off the players. Frank Lampard. Oh my days. I don't think I've watched a worse manager in my life. I don't think I've watched a worse manager in my life. And it's really, really bad. His football, honestly, you could just put me as manager in charge. You could put a toddler as the manager. I swear Frank Lampard's tactics are just, listen boys, play it out from the back. Just, when you get it into the final third, pass it out wide and try and hit an across. But if you had to pass it out wide, majority of the time, aim it off the right. Because that's the only thing we do. The only thing we do is aim off the right-hand side when we go out wide. Sometimes we go off the left. But the only thing we do is go out wide. We never try and go through the middle. You know, there's never 1-2s or anything. It's just go out wide, try and hit an across into the box. That's the only thing it is, dude. That's the only thing it is. It's awful. It's awful. And the other thing he does do with the tactics, I swear he does, is just go out there and play football. It's concrete football. When you were younger, guys, did you ever used to go out and play on the concrete outside your house? There's no tactics involved. It's just play against your mates in the 5v5 on the concrete. No tactics, just try and get goals. That's all it was. That's all this is. That's all this is. I swear to you, it's shambolic. I swear to you, I can't take this anymore. I cannot take this anymore. This is diabolical. Yeah, I can't. Frank Lampard, mate, I love you as the player. I love you as the man. I love you as the player. as the manager, my days, you're giving me sleepless nights. You're giving me sleepless nights. It's really, really bad. Well, yeah, that's all I've got to say for today's video, guys. My head's not in a full straight place, so if this video's all a bit of a mess, I'm sorry. My head ain't in a full place at the moment. I apologise. But yeah, hopefully you all have a better day for tomorrow. I'm gonna try and sleep this off. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you all thought about today. Fucking, at least we've only got one game left in the season, eh? If we didn't get those points and we were still stuck on 38 right now, I would be raging. I would be raging right now. I'm not happy whatsoever, don't get me wrong, but I would be putting my fist through this monitor. You know what I mean? And the phone and the laptop, I swear to you. So, yeah, luckily we got those points. So, yeah, take care all. Like, subscribe, share, and everything. Yeah, so, yeah, take care. Peace.